8:12 on this Tuesday. You know, traveling can be stressful and hard enough without adding obstacles to it. But imagine how difficult things could be if you had to do it from a wheelchair.
Yeah, one Valley man is actually paving the way and trying to make travel a bit more enjoyable for those with physical challenges. Jessica Parsons is here with what it means to be Brett approved.
That's right. Brett saw a need and he's filling it. It's those everyday details we might take for granted he's scouting and on the lookout for. He's doling out Brett scores and now has a leading travel website for people with disabilities.
You can see that this is truly a zero entry shower. Look at that, right? Like I can tell the difference immediately in this. So this is good too because these are within reach.
Traveling through a hotel with Brett Heising is eye-opening.
This is a very easy transition. How much room do I have under here? Look.
Even if it means getting out of his chair on his hands and knees, he'll inspect spaces most people take for granted.
I was seeing if there was space underneath this bed for a Hoyer lift. This bed is a good height.
Born with cerebral palsy, Brett uses a wheelchair for mobility, along with over 50 million Americans.
That number represents more than the entire population of Canada.
And he says that equates to $34 billion being spent by this clientele on travel and entertainment.
People with disabilities do have money to spend. We are very loyal consumers.
But exploring new destinations, something he loves to do, even going out to dinner, he says isn't easy. It takes him more time and extra planning.
I have bruised my knees through the years because you're trying to roll up to a table for dinner or whatever and you just can't do it.
Navigating a flight of stairs on a cruise ship is another obstacle he's faced. But 4 years ago, he decided to put the power in your hands.
We're trying to take the guesswork out of travel.
He created a website called Brett Approved.
When you visit pppproved.com, if you say rate this place, it'll basically guide you through it.
Here, you provide the feedback on hotels and restaurants to generate what he calls a Brett score based on what you've experienced.
Traveling with a disability is already very challenging. So if we can help level set those expectations, and then when a challenge does arise, you know, we also teach hotel staff, you know, how do you interact with somebody with a disability?
From ease of parking, maneuverability through a property to room access, your opinion counts and can help others decide to either enjoy or steer clear.
A bar that's at my level. Look out. Well done, Kempton.
Brett now speaks internationally and he does training all around the country to help properties go beyond the ADA requirements for accommodations and accessibility for everybody.
You know, it's something most of us would never even think about, but I would imagine if you're in a wheelchair, you would love to go to his website so you can check this out.
Absolutely, and it's free for anybody to use. You can use it as a resource and you can use it to post photos and you know what your experiences are all about. And he's opened it up to museums, state parks, theaters, anywhere that you would want to travel. And he says just because a property might get a low Brett score, it doesn't mean don't go there. He's just saying plan ahead, plan for more time.
And what I like about it is that he's informing and teaching the other businesses what they need to do to make it Brett approved, as he would say. That is fantastic.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Jessica.
Thanks, Jessica.